I know that you have spoken with Shep as well,
Yes.
and Shep prefers to be on drum kit three.
Yeah.
And what you were talking about with Chris and having the full band there, drum kit three gets a lot of that. You get a lot of the band playing together. You've got the lengthy song that Orion is.
Hmm.
Just before that, you've got them playing on the high rise part of the bridge. So also an excellent, place to view. I think, you talked about you being green. Your first show will probably be chaotic. Where do I go? Am I making a right decision? Is this really where I want to be? But the beautiful thing about that first show is, like, even if you don't get where you want to be, the second show you'll be able to dial in and say, okay, I'm
Yeah.
gonna I'm gonna get here a little bit earlier. I'm gonna go to this spot, and you'll be good.
Yeah, I think from what I was hearing was like that spot at Chad is like prime real estate that you got to get your ass there early and hope that there's
Yeah,
not too many frantic tickets because that's where everybody's going. Although
yeah,
I've heard that a lot of people will go exactly where James sits, before he goes on as well.
right.
But yeah, look, I'll be happy to just be there, man.
Sure.
You know?
I've been in a couple of the like James area rail spots, and you know,
It's
I
intense. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think
it's
so.
I did not have any of the Instagram worthy one-on-one interactions,
Hmm.
which I think is what your hope is, right? Like you
Yeah.
hope for something
Hmm.
like that personal, you know, touch or connection or whatever.
Hmm.
And I did not have any of that. And I think, you know, those moments are probably rare.
Yeah.
And after having that experience, I'm like, that's not something that for me, that I need to seek out. If anything like that happens, it should happen organically. And if that's the position where you are, great, be in that position and enjoy it. But as far as like seeking it out just for that purpose,
Yeah, it's a bit, yeah. It seems like James likes to, he obviously has a routine. He comes in, he'll grab a couple of hands, which he probably doesn't even want to do.
right?
He'll sit down and he'll do his little prayer, his little moment.
Sure.
I think if I was, I'd be like, I want to leave him alone. I want him to get in the fucking zone.
Yes.
I want a good show. I don't want to be, oh, light my cigar,
Yeah. Yeah.
shake.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like, I want to, like, as crazy as it sound, like, I'd be okay with watching this guy, like, in awe as this idol
Yeah.
that I've had since I'm about 12, but
Right.
I'm not going to be,
Sure.
But each to their own. If that's your thing, you do your
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
I think,
Yeah.
I think I'd like to kind of from talking to Shep, I'm like, okay, that is a good spot. So
Yeah.
I think Shep's gonna come to Ireland, and
Nice.
between talking to all you guys, hopefully I'll bump into all you guys, and we'll have a plan.
Well, my thing is, you know, if they don't do any North American shows next year, I'm debating whether I wear my yellow battle vest or not that I made for this tour. If I do wear that, I'll be easy to spot.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah, yeah. Oh, we'll get you on Instagram or something. Don't you worry. We'll have a meetup. We'll have
awesome.
we'll have a Guinness 00.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah! Yo!
So after the Thrasher, then we got Fuel, Seek and Destroy, and Master of Puppets, which seems to be fairly standard how they finish the shows. Again, what a way to finish the shows.
Oh man, yeah, absolutely. I think they might have finished DC with that if I remember looking at the set list correctly.
Yeah, most of them seem to be that on night one. So make sure I get night two correct here. But yeah, like Master of Puppets. It's Master of Puppets. I
It's
don't care
Master of Puppets.
if you don't hear if you hear it 50 times. I don't care. I want
Yeah.
to hear 51.
And I'm a big Fuel fan. I just like that song. I'm a motorcycle rider. Like I got a couple of Harley Davidsons, and so um, I don't know. It's just something about that song, especially if I'm listening to it when I'm on one of the bikes. I mean, you just want to grip that throttle and
Yeah.
like go for it, you know? And so I appreciate that song for that. That kind of ties into Motor Breath, which is also one of my like top songs, and just that whole, aspect of full speed or nothing,
Yeah.
right? Like just get out there and live life, man.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and
100.
so I really appreciate all that. You're talking about, we were both kind of talking about those moments with James. I do have to share this one because it was really cool. At the end of the show, so first night in Philly is closing, everyone had kind of bottlenecked to where the band's closing. I went over to the other side because they come around and they threw out souvenir picks. James always takes the picks off his mic stands. So I go to one of his mic stands and there are maybe three people standing around. And so he comes over and goes through the process. He's dropping off his white fangs, one of which I happen to get, by the way.
Oh, nice.
And as he's walking off, he like grabs his lapel, like tugs at a fake lapel, and he says, "I like your jacket, buddy." And I was like, okay, that was a pretty cool moment. So it's things like that that is personal to me, right? Like that was
Yeah.
that shared moment. I know I can talk about it here and say, hey, yes, that happened, but that's just one of those things that
Oh, yeah, dude. He actually had a conversation with you.
exactly brief, but yes.
No, I take that to the grave. Whereas,
Yeah, yeah,
you're paying for whatever meet and greet or maybe a book signing is a little different. But that moment, that was you and him having a moment.
yeah,
You know, that,
yeah,
that's cool. That's
yeah,
cool.
yeah. Yeah, it was good. It was really good.
Touching on the pics and stuff, are you into any of the collectible, the posters right now? Is not your thing?
So that's like whenever you first get into it, you see some posters and you're like, I have to have those. I got the Donington posters just because that was like my first international show.
That was
It's a real,
Luke Priest, right?
yeah, it's the Four Horsemen. It's a beautiful set. Like I absolutely had to have that one.
I actually
I
had that
got,
guy on the podcast that drew them.
oh yeah,
Yeah,
I love his work.
it's so good. Yeah, yeah,
Really good. I got the Squindo Demon from the Johnny Z show. I really wanted that poster. And a few others here and there. I have a simpler aesthetic, I think, than some people do that I've met. Some people will get a show just because they were at that concert and they have to get. I'm not along those lines. If it's something that is visually appealing to me, then I'll get it. Otherwise, I'm not gonna.
it's damn expensive as well, man.
Oh, it is. It is. And it's a time commitment too. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah, like the pop up shop and getting up. Nah, I'm like, you know
yeah,
what? Again,
yeah,
each to their own. But yeah, I like going and buying 50 copies of 72 seasons with a different color on it. I'm like,
yeah, no.
no,
That's not me. That's not me. I do want though, like I want a souvenir date pick, right?
yeah,
From that has the city and the date. So I try my best to get one of those from every show.
yeah,
Which was a cool moment. This is about the Sunday night show, but I had met this guy at a couple of shows back and he spoke to me and kind of refreshed my memory that we had met before. And we had really good conversation, just kind of catching up with each other. Who are you? This is who I am. I connect with you on this. Thank you for sharing that kind of stuff. And at the end of the show, we bumped into each other and we were walking out and like this is probably 20, 30 feet away from the stage where they throw out picks. And he's like, "Oh, look, there's a date pick." And he just bent over and picked one up. And I was like, "Man, that's cool. Good for you." We walked maybe 4 or 5 steps, and he's like, "There's another one. Here you go." And
way
so, yeah, Eddie and I were both able to like get those date picks
nice.
in places where they were unexpected, right? So that was
Yeah, someone said that
special.
to me before. You're better off like let the crowd kind of leave, and you'll find loads of stuff on the ground.
Right, right.
You
Yeah,
know.
absolutely.
But let's get into night two in Philadelphia then. Set list again, Ecstasy of Gold, and a long way to the top to kick it off. And so, where are you? You're not in the snake pit for night two.
I am.
Oh, you are. Oh,
Yeah, I had a friend who had an extra pass, and he was like,
wow,
"Do
nice.
you want to go in?" And I was like, "Yeah, dude, absolutely."
Oh,
And that's another part of like Metallica family too, is like relationships and contest, and they don't have anybody to share that with. Like it's it's just these people that you meet, and they give you like awesome gifts like that. So yeah, I was back in there. Um, Sunday night, but this time priced into one certain location. So
okay, okay.
yeah,
Where did you?
we were on the opening side, to closer to the second drum kit position. So
Okay.
the show opened to my right, and they came across, and then the second drum position was to my left, and then we stayed there the rest of the show.
Nice, nice, good.
Yeah.
Like that's great. That's a great weekend, man. Unbelievable.
Oh yeah, I other than just the physical toll of driving up there,
Yeah.
passing out the fan cards, doing a few of the like meetups in between, and all while navigating a new city. um that's the only negative that I had from the weekend. Everything else was spot on great. So
And how was the weather on night two? Okay.
yeah, it was great. It was much better, I think, based on what I can recall, than Friday night.
Okay.
It started getting a little cool again, which for me is always a concern, but it wasn't like cold. I had my beanie on when I needed it, and yeah, it was a great night.
And had you got the yellow jacket on?
Oh yeah, oh yeah,
Oh yeah, that's what we like to hear.
yeah,
So it kicks off with Whiplash. Yes. And then rolls into one of your favorites, From the Bell Tolls.
yes.
Then into Ride. Oh my God, man.
Yeah, they do that a lot, with Ride and For Whom the Bell Tolls. Kind of having those back to back. I can't remember which show it was, but the second night they played like five songs off of,
Ride.
Ride the Lightning. Like when you add everything up, I was like, man, that's I was saying I'm almost 50, and kind of like I was mentioning James earlier, and the guys, when they come out at the beginning of a show, they're energized. I'm energized at the start as well. And when Whiplash comes on, I know I shouldn't headbang as much as I do, but man, I'm giving it all I've got, and where we were, I could kind of grab the stage a little bit and brace myself, and so it gives me a little bit more of a,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah.
action, leverage, and then to roll that into Ride the Lightning. I mean, I just immediately start. I not Ride the Lightning, For Whom the Bell Tolls. I immediately start jumping, and so yeah, started off excellent tone for the show. Whiplash, Ride the Lightning, or For Whom the Bell Tolls, Ride the Lightning. Yeah, it was good. It was a good trio to start.
Unbelievable, unbelievable. Yeah, I love the fact that they're playing the majority of Ride the Lightning in a lot of these two-nighters, and
Yeah,
I remember in Madrid, especially, I think they did like nearly everything apart from I don't think they done Fade to Black, but they done obviously not Trapped on the Ice or Escape, but I think they done everything else.
yeah,
Great,
yeah, yeah.
great.
It is great. It is great. I saw Trapped Under Ice somewhere over the past couple of years. I can't remember where. Never have I seen Escape. Never will I.
No,
Um,
I like it
well,
though.
oh, I do too. Like,
Kind of
I,
kill 'em all-y kind of feel to it.
yeah, yeah. I really like the song. And again, it kind of has that like emotional undertone,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Kind
yeah,
of like
yeah.
you can sense that maybe there's some struggle there, and like
Mm.
recovery from the struggle.
Yeah, there's a lot going on there.
Yeah.
Another song that I love live, "The Memory Remains." Um, I got lucky enough to, I'm sure you're in a lot of the Metallica videos, the little clips and stuff, but myself and Luke are actually in the video for "The Memory Remains" in
Oh,
for like a second
sure.
in Madrid and Slane Castle, funny enough. Uh,
That's awesome.
yeah.
Now, you would think, I'm not in as many as you would imagine. Now, my buddy Dave Ferraro, on the other hand, he seems to find the camera, or the camera seems to find him, no matter where he is. It doesn't help, or it doesn't hurt that he's like 6'4", so it's
Yeah.
hard to miss.
If you're ever bored and you want to and you're messing around on YouTube, check out "The Memory Remains"
Oh,
on
I absolutely will.
Slane Castle. Towards the end of the song, when Lars gets up on the hi hat, and
Yeah,
you just see me like spread like an eagle. I think I'm wearing a Jets hoodie or something. I don't know what I'm wearing, like a gray hoodie, but you won't miss me because I'm like
yeah,
spread so wide. I'm like hitting people in the face. I'm like
that's awesome.
I was in the moment, man. So rolls into then the two slots then of 72 Seasons, Lux Eterna and Screaming Suicide. Is there any other songs that you'd like to see in that slot from the album?
So I love "You Must Burn."
I love it too.
That's actually what I painted on the back of my yellow vest. That's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
The three that they haven't played, I wish they would, drop one of those in. I think the fans would go crazy
Mm,
if they did that. Um, "Sleepwalk My Life Away" is fun.
mm.
It's just kind of got that good bass line. You can kind of like bob along to it.
Yeah.
But yeah, probably "You Must Burn." I wish they'd play that one more. I dig it.
And they obviously didn't play Inamorata on this one or the
No.
last one. So maybe it's been put in the back shelf. Maybe did they do it in the one? No, Sonic Temple they didn't do it. I don't think on that festival. Or did they?
I don't know. I was thinking they did it in Nashville. Did they not play it in
They did
Nashville?
it in Nashville, but they didn't do wasn't Sonic Temple after Nashville? It was.
Yeah, it was.
I don't believe they played it. No.
Yeah, but they dropped in a couple of and again, I can't remember the set list, but they dropped in a couple of songs, and everyone who
Oh yeah.
are like "I Disappear" holders that didn't go to Sonic Temple were furious, like, what? Why do you play that song there? And I
Yeah.
was like, well, it's more of a metal festival, like it's going
Yeah.
to, I would think it's more for like, not necessarily hardcore fans, but I mean, these are people who want to hear metal music of all sorts. And so I
Yeah.
think Metallica probably felt a little more free to get away from some of the songs that the arena crowd's going to expect to hear.
Yeah.
And so I get it. It made sense to me, and I wasn't upset.
I love Shep's story. I don't know if you listened to the episode with Shep about Sonic Temple and how she got backstage basically.
Ah,
You should check it out. I think,
I'll have to check out the episode. I was showing Lindsay clips from the one with Chris earlier. She's like, "Are you excited about doing this podcast?" And I was like, "I guess. I don't know. It's a new experience." And so she's like, "You're gonna like it. You're gonna have
oh,
a good time."
it's
Yeah.
just two guys shooting the
Yeah,
shit.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So I definitely, like, having gone through this, I've got to listen to Sheps.
Yeah, yeah, it was good. It's a great story.
Yeah.
So then it rolls into the doodle for night two, and we get Philadelphia Freedom. And then we got a little tease of Disposable Heroes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Then
Yeah, and some of there was the Disposable in there, but most of the song was kind of the Rocky theme music. You
that's
know,
that must be Philadelphia Freedom then. Is that
yeah, the boxer.
yeah, yeah.
And so, Rocky is the
Oh,
Philadelphia guy. They've got the steps there, the statue.
everybody
And
loves
so,
Rock.
oh man, how can you how can you not?
Yeah.
To go back to iconic 80s Cold War
Uh,
movies that I was talking about, Rocky 4, man, like it's just up there. It's top tier. You know,
It's
it's
my
top
favorite.
tier.
It's my favorite one too. Yeah, yeah. When Rocky's in the shed and he's just using the timber and swinging the timber,
Yeah.
drags on the.
Yeah. Yeah.
Metallica gives you heaven, baby!
So Rocky Four, yeah, my favorite. Um, the only bad bit when Apollo died, man.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I probably cried as a kid.
It gets you. It definitely comes out of nowhere.
Go to damn town. No, no, you're gonna die. You're gonna die. If he dies, he dies. Yeah, what a movie. But then
Yeah.
Rocky 3 with Mr. T.
Oh, you can't. That's what I was kind of hinting at. As a kid, I think Rocky 3 might have been more important to me than Rocky 4. Like I might have enjoyed it more. It was just something about like going out to the West Coast,
Yeah.
like training with Apollo, kind of in the gritty, grimy,
Uh,
you know,
so the best
yeah,
quote,
I'm here.
yeah, the best quote I love from that movie is when they go to California and what was the brother-in-law's name? The kind of drunk guy.
Ollie.
Paulie.
Oh,
Paulo goes to him. Can he swim with a name like Rock? I just love that bit, you know.
yeah.
Uh, oh,
I
it's so good. It's so good. And then when Mr. T, when they're doing the press conference, like obviously
yes,
completely the wrong thing to say in today's world.
sure, sure.
Hey woman, come over here, I'll show you real that. Like, oh Jesus. So
Yeah,
good in the moment, in a movie where it doesn't, it's only a bit of fun or whatever. Yeah, he was brilliant in that movie.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then yeah, the Rockies are brilliant. Going off topic there, but I think people enjoy that little nostalgia.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially for the Philly show, right?
Oh
Like,
yeah, dude, yeah. Rocky is brilliant. It's so good. Um, and then we roll into Fade to Black, Jesus, brilliant. Like that solo. I done a video with a buddy of mine who has another YouTube channel like last week or the week before, and we were picking our top five solos, guitar solos, and I think I had it at number one or two. I
oh
love,
wow.
yeah, it's so good.
Yeah, and also there like that juxtaposition of the melodic kind of symphonic.
It has a wave and it, you know,
Yeah.
you know,
And the sadness
yeah.
and the build into the anger and the frustration. I mean, it's also top tier. It's really wild for me to think that as a 12, 13-year old listening to that album, like that was one of my favorite songs as well, right? It's just
Mm.
something about it. Like I don't think I was suicidal, at that age.
Yeah, yeah.
um but the meaning behind the song, it read.
Mm. Yeah, yeah, it's such a good. Yeah, I remember listening to that as a kid too, and kind of going, "Oh, this is deep shit here," you know. And
Yeah,
I haven't
yeah,
I haven't heard the band playing that kind of emotional stuff, because I don't
right,
know what time I got it at. When, like we said at the start of this chat, where music hits you differently. I mightn't have got like the Live Is to Die emotion until I was older. But I think I got
mhm,
that Fade to Black emotion when I was younger, like you said,
right.
I think I was very similar. Great song though. You were lucky to get that one. Then you got Whenever I May Roam or Wherever I May Roam. Another awesome song, Life. Really good. It just has that,
So good.
especially when you're out of
That,
town and you're on your travels and you
yeah.
almost feel like you're the band in that video. You're roaming, you're on tour. I
And
love.
see, I've been a road warrior most of my life. I've lived all over the states for about probably 10 years. All I had was a motorcycle. Things I had that bike, and so very much had that nomadic aspect of me in my life. And I'm pretty sure that Wherever I May Roam's my favorite, song off the Black album. I was talking about my friend Robert earlier, Rob, and on my way to Philly, I had told him the story of, the little bed in the back of my SUV and everything. And he sang the chorus of Wherever I May Roam on our WhatsApp message. And he was like, Rover, wanderer, nomad, vagabond, call me Lance Martin.
I love it. I love it.
So like having that conversation before that show and then hearing that song there it was cool.
Right. And then you got the Call of Cthulhu. Awesome as well. A treat to hear that too. I don't think that's been played as often as some of the other ones.
Yeah, I think this year they've been doing the solo shows instead of the no repeat weekends, and at the solo shows, I'm pretty sure they've been strictly Orion. So Cthulhu, like if you get the no repeat weekend and get it on that second night, it is a special treat. And what was cool, James, like he's smoking a cigar like during Cthulhu, and so that's just a different, I don't know, just to see him smoking on stage live while he's playing. That's just, I don't know, it's a cool thing.
Well, yeah, you got Orion, Cthulhu, and a little tease. Well, a little bit of To Live Is Today. Like, jeez.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's good weekend.
Hell yeah. Then it rolls into The Unforgiven.
Mm,
Still no Unforgiven 2. I know that was kind of the chat among the fans, but
sure.
maybe that was just a moment that was caught with James. Looking back now and talking to different people, maybe he was just sound checking and he just played that song and somebody recorded. I know the guitar was out, the V bender, and
Right, right.
I think if they were testing it in Toronto, it would have been played by now. So I don't know.
Mhm.
I hope I'm wrong, but I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. I that was another song that I got at All Within My Hands benefit last year that I'd never heard live, Unforgiven 2. And so it when they were teasing it as this cycle was starting, I was like, well, it makes sense, right? Like they recently played it, it's probably still fresh in their memory, and that expectation I think is still there, even though they haven't broken it out yet. Like there's that hope. Well, maybe they will.
I, I talking about emotional songs that we chatted about earlier. The Unforgiven 3.
Mm.
That's a song.
Yeah, absolutely.
I remember
Absolutely.
the first time I heard that song. I think I was living in New Jersey at that time. Yeah, I was. And I was living over there. All my family was here and all this, and I don't know what it was, but that lyric, how can I be lost if I've got nowhere to go?
Yeah.
Shit. Fuck. That's whew. That's
Yeah.
that was whoa. I was like, damn. And the way he delivered it and the recording even is like,
Mhm.
oh, I was like, shit, that's woof. That was just special. Yeah, it was really.
Yeah.
I know people
That
getting it. They're like, oh, another Unforgiven. I'm like, no, you're not getting it. You're not,
right.
you're not getting it. But
The lyrics are more than just words on a page, right? Like it's
like you
it's
said,
it's more than something you're just putting down to record a track. I
mm,
mean, there's a piece of James and whatever agony, strife, challenge, good thing,
mm,
whatever's going on in his life, there is a piece of that in every like lyric that comes out. Um and I think that too is why Metallica's music has such broad appeal, because of just the sheer number of people like in the world who have those varying emotions,
right.
right? Like
Yeah,
you catch somebody in a certain mood on a certain day and you have this song that can be your emotional release. Again, like I said earlier, you're connecting with someone that lets you know you're not alone, and you get this sweet release from this,
100%.
like piece of music. So
I hope there was a good release then when you got everybody's over here on Tin Lizzy with the cover of Whiskey in the Jar.
look, okay, so where I was in the pit, you can see the monitor, right? And so you know what songs are coming next. And when I saw Whiskey, I got excited because they were playing it quite regularly in days past, but it's dropped off recently,
Mm.
and I hadn't heard it live in a while. And just like I was talking about jumping with For Whom the Bell Tolls, I was like, oh, I know it's coming. The whole, that it was great.
Yeah.
It was great.
Yeah, like I remember they played that in Slane Castle, and yeah, it was special. It was, yeah, James actually went to the Phil Lynott statue in Dublin, and
Yeah,
they really speak highly of Thin Lizzy through their influences, growing up
right.
and stuff. And Thin Lizzy,
Yeah, I'm hoping that when I come over next year, they play it there.
they will for sure. 100.
Yeah, it would. So it would be for me, kind of like at the Virginia Tech show in Blacksburg a
Yeah.
few weeks ago with Sandman.
Yeah.
To hear them cover Whiskey in Dublin, oh man, like I'm getting chills right now talking about
Yeah,
it.
yeah. I'd safely say, yeah, probably, yeah. Maybe they'll hold off tonight too, but they'll definitely play it. Yeah.
Yeah,
The,
awesome.
the last couple of times they played Ireland, they done it. I remember that show that we might have been talking off air. I can't remember. The first one, my first ever show was, I think, 2003. And everybody was whiskey, whiskey.
Yeah,
And he obviously had his in ears in, and he was like, "What are you saying?" And then it was like he obviously looked down and whiskey in the jar, and they were like, "Oh shit, we haven't practiced that in years." Next time we're around, we'll play, and we're like, "Oh yeah, okay, okay, okay." And then they came the following year, and it was the last song on the encore, and everybody was.
wow.
And the first time that I heard that, I'm getting fucking chills. And it was like you could just say that dun, 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 and I mean just all hell broke loose.
Yeah,
It was pitch dark, I remember. It was an outdoor show, small enough venue, like maybe 30,000 or
oh
so.
wow.
Yeah, that was special. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
It's a great song, and Tin Lizzy are
sure.
an awesome band. Like their back catalog of stuff, like they're another band that kind of developed and kind of changed their kind of sound over the years too. They
Mm,
changed a lot of
yeah,
guitarists, and obviously the connection with Gary Moore, who played with Tin Lizzy, who owned Greenie, who
right.
I love that, and Kirk speaks highly of him as well, Gary. So it's a nice little touch to us Irish guys.
Sure. Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
And then you got Blackened. Jesus Christ. This is a killer set, man.
It really was. It really was. And especially with those final couple of songs, like building and leading into one another, it was good.
Blackened. Oh, Jesus Christ.
So I was actually deked out a little bit on Blackened because the visual that they run across the screen, I think they use the same visual or at least a similar visual for two songs. And so when they played it on Friday night, I was like, oh, is this Blackened? And it wasn't. But then it came back on Sunday night and I was like, yes.
Oh,
Um,
such a good song. And then Mart into the Flame, another great song too.
yeah,
And then closing it up with one, which is awesome. You get your pyro and stuff.
right.
Then
When you get good pyro on Moth as well.
yeah, you get the flames. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But I just love the I remember the Slaying show. What year was that? 2019. What was the name of that tour? Um
Was that worldwide?
yeah, Worldwide. But the
Yeah.
stage in Slaying was absolutely huge.
Hmm.
They had the lasers, like the sniper lasers and stuff.
Right.
We actually done a couple of weeks ago. We done an interview through our podcast here with the guy that owns Slane Castle.
Ah,
That should be coming out in a couple of weeks, and he told some good stories about Metallica. So stay tuned for that.
I will. So I think, I was mentioning the 2019 Nashville show, and I'm guessing it was Moth into Flame. It makes sense for it to be that song. But they did like drones on the inside of the stadium that flew around. that blew me away. I was like, that's really, I've never seen that done before. I know that drone work now has gotten
Oh yeah,
far more complicated. I mean, you can see people like making like King Kong climb up a building with
yeah,
drones.
yeah. Look at Disney and Orlando, like them drones that go across the sky.
Yeah, yeah.
Nuts.
Um,
But yeah, so Martin to Flame won, and then Enter Sandman to close it all off. Man, you got a hell of a set list there.
yeah, and I was wondering because you kind of expected that it was going to end with one in Sandman, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, having experienced Blacksburg, is it going to lose a little bit of its luster, right? Is it gonna
Hmm.
like feel any different? And it did not. If anything, it was like I'm not gonna say it was just as good, but it made me probably appreciate it a little bit more. And it's just a banger of a song, to close out the show with. And
Iconic,
then
iconic song, like.
yeah, absolutely. Like totally iconic. Same with one. And I have to cover my ears. I'm my dad like jump scared me a lot when I was younger. It was just playing, father scaring his son or whatever. But it's made me very skittish, especially to like loud noises. And so many of Metallica's pyro songs, even though I know that there's going to be a loud bang, they still get me and I'd like jump. So during one, I have to do this to prepare myself,
Right.
and wait for the final bomb to blow off. And then I'm like, okay, I can fully listen now. So
Yeah, man, you gotta do what you gotta do. But,
yeah,
dude, it's been an absolute blast talking to you.
yeah,
Like,
same.
I feel like I could sit here for another 5 hours shooting the shit.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I really, really enjoyed this, and I felt like we kind of got a little insight into both of our lives through this chat. And I'm not
Absolutely.
bullshitting. I really, really enjoyed this chat, man, and I'm very grateful for your time. I know we're all busy in life and
Yeah.
time differences and all that stuff. I'm over here in Ireland and you're in Kentucky, but
Yeah.
we made it work, and a really, really big thank you. And maybe
Oh, thank you. Like you said, absolute treat, and again, it's that Metallica family that even, put us together. So like big shout out to Shep for
yeah,
that. And
100%.
I have to do this kind of too. I don't know if you mind it, like plugging something else,
Do it,
but
do it, man.
I have friends who are based in London, uh, Anthony Noguera and his sons, Louis and Aubrey. And the past several years, they've been traveling around doing a fan documentary on Metallica and Metallica fans. If you don't follow them on Instagram, do so. It's Nothing Else Matters Film. And they've made this documentary. It's getting close to release, and I'll have some spots in that, So if you want to like learn even more about me, I think that's going to be a great place to go because I talk more about um, just kind of my Metallica story, and the connection to the lyrics and kind of what I've experienced in life. So yeah, I just want to give a shout out to those guys and thank them for um, you know taking the time out of their lives like you have today. And just asking this country boy from Mississippi, what do you think about Metallica, or how has Metallica impacted your life?
Hmm.
And for me to have mm, not only so many stories to tell, but just to know that my life has been made richer because of their music.
Yeah.
It's why I keep going back. So I'm very thankful for the Metallica family, for their music, and for opportunities like this. So thanks for having me on.
Hell, man, hell yeah, man. I loved it. Yeah, I love that too. And I did have that written down to chat about, but you know what? Maybe we'll get a chat another time and we'll maybe talk some more about that film because I think it is very important and it's a cool thing to do. And I am looking forward to checking it out. But definitely, man, yeah, we'll definitely come on and we'll have more chats. And
Yeah, for sure. In the future, if you're like, Lance, got to have you back on, man, just give me a shout. I'm more than willing.
100%, man. Well, thank you so much. That's it for this week's episode. If you enjoyed the episode, please hit that subscribe button and hit the like. Leave us a comment if you were at the show. If you've seen Lance at the show, if you know Lance, if you want to say hi, leave a comment down below. And remember, always keep rocking.
Keep rocking.